joined by here by JoJo Diaz. You'll be fighting here next Thursday on Fox Sports 1. Ishmael, man, got a question here for JoJo?
Yes, I do. JoJo, I kind of wanted to ask you your take on your opponent that you have coming up. Your last fight against Aldago, that was the main event, headlining card. He was on a little bit of a win streak. This is kind of opposite, being that, this fighter, he's lost 6 of his last 7 fights. How have you been able to keep yourself up and keep yourself motivated, knowing that, this is more than likely kind of a step down in the opposition you've been facing lately?
Well, you know what? Roberto Castañeda, he's actually not a step down. The reason why I took this fight is because this guy's really a tough fighter, and his last fight, he fought a undefeated prospect, future prospect. I believe he's from Puerto Rico, Joshua Lopez or something like that, Wonder Boy, and he actually dropped a Wonder Boy about like 4 times during the fight, and it was a lot of controversy saying that Robert won that fight, and they gave it to Wonder Boy, but everybody that watched the fight and that watched it on YouTube and stuff like that said that Roberto Castañeda, he won the fight. So when they brought up his name and stuff like that, I felt like I wanted to prove that I'm better than these other prospects, and that I could beat this guy Robert Castañeda with ease, man, and that's what I want to do, man. Roberto Castañeda, he ain't no joke. He hits pretty hard, and as you can see in his last fight, he dropped the guy 3 times, a prospect, and it was a really good fight, man. So I'm getting ready, and I just can't take him lightly.
Gotcha. Can you talk a little bit about how you developed your right hand? Because normally with southpaws, the right hand is normally kind of weak, even with the jabs, the hooks, but you have a lot of power, I noticed, in your hooks. You even got a knockdown in your last fight. I think 2 knockdowns off of that hook. Just talk a little bit about how you developed that punch as a southpaw.
You know what? Me and my father and my trainer, we've been focusing on my lead punch, because I feel like whenever my opponents, they want to throw a jab or try to initiate the fight, they're always dropping the lead hand, and I feel like if my hook's gonna land, it might as well be effective. So me and my father, we've been practicing on throwing my lead hand with power and sitting down on the shot and affecting the guys and making sure that it's gonna hurt my opponent.
Gotcha. What would you say you think is the most underrated aspect of your game at this point in your career?
You know what? I think my defense. A lot of people they haven't seen my defense. Well, they have seen my defense. I've been doing blocking and stuff like that, but I haven't really got to the point where I could box around and slip and dodge the punches and counter and all that stuff. I haven't got to the point where I could actually show all my defense that I have. I feel like maybe with this fight, Robert Castañeda, I feel like he's going to be a little aggressive, and he's going to try to fight me on the outside and then be aggressive on the inside. And I think this fight, you're going to see a lot of defense, more of defense in my way of winning and my strategy. So that's what I'm going to do this fight.
Gotcha.
Ryan?
Hi, JoJo.
What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm good. I remember NBC put on a short documentary for you during the Olympics before your fight with Lazaro Alvarez. And you talked about fighting to get your family out of poverty. How far along have you gotten so far?
Oh man, I mean it's steady, man. But you know what? I'm helping out my parents right now. They're living with me right now, and I'm paying all the bills and I'm paying the rent and stuff like that. And I get to help them out. I just feel good that I get to help out my parents like that, knowing that they don't have to worry about anything. And you know what? It's just steady by steady. Eventually, I'm gonna get to the point where I could buy my parents a house and buy them a new car, and sky's the limit, and just do what I have to do to take care of my family.
You made it to the second round in the 2012 Olympics before you lost to reigning world champion, Lazaro Alvarez. How good was he, and do you think you'll be fighting boxers that good as professional anytime soon? You
know what? Alvarez was a tough fighter, man. He fought on the outside pretty well. I felt like I did enough to win that fight in the Olympics. I felt like I was landing the clean and effective shots, but unfortunately, they weren't scoring my shots, my body punches, and they weren't seeing that Alvarez was just holding on and trying to kill time. But hopefully, I get to fight another boxer just like that in pro boxing, because I mean I'm really good with the guys that really want to try to box and move around. I'm good on cutting off the ring and getting in on the inside and just countering on the inside and countering whenever they initiate. So hopefully later on down the line, man, I get to fight a boxer like that, or I could prove to everybody that I could fight any opponent, man. I could beat a boxer, I could beat a brawler, I could beat a counterpuncher, whatever they put in front of me, I could take care of, and hopefully down the line, I could show everybody my whole arsenal.
And for what it's worth, I thought you clearly won the second round, despite the official cards being 7-4. And rounds 1 and 3 were pretty tight too. It was definitely a fight that you could have won.
Yeah, man, it was a really tough fight, but you know what? I just take it as a learning experience. I mean, I give Alvarez my credit, man. I tip my hat off to him, man. He's a really good fighter. He's a great boxer, and I hope he's doing well. I don't know if he's still amateur or if he's pro, man, but hopefully, I mean, down the line, me and Alvarez could fight if he's fighting pro as well. But I'm not sure, man. But I hope he's okay. I hope he's doing well.
Okay, your fight on Thursday, November 13th?
Yeah.
It's on Golden Boy Live on Fox Sports 1. What has being a part of this series meant to you?
Oh, man, being a part of, Golden Boy Live and being a part of fighting on Fox Sports 1, it's been a privilege and it's been a blessing. And I think Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, and everybody that's Fox Sports 1 that's been putting me on the card, man. It's just a dream come true, showing I get to show my boxing skills and all that exposure, man. Everybody watching and everybody tuning in. It's just a great opportunity for me, especially I'm so young, and this is better going to be my 13th fight, and I'm already fighting on television and stuff like that. It's a dream come true, and I just thank Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, and Fox Sports 1 for having me on the Golden Boy Live.
You're currently campaigning around the super bantamweight division. When it's time to challenge for titles, what division or divisions do you want to target?
You know what? I want to target, the super bantamweight first. I want to fight the 122-pounder. I want to become a champion at that weight class first, and then maybe move up in weight too, fight at 126 and 130 as well. And depending on how my body feels, I know my body could fill out to 126 right now and 130. But depending on how my body feels later on in the future, and if I grow any more inches, hopefully. But if not, then I'll probably just stop at 130, because I don't want to go gain too much weight and be in the wrong weight class and just get overpowered and stuff like that. There's no need. So depending on how my body feels out, then I'll see. But right now I'm focusing on 122, and then hopefully later down the line I fight at 126 and 130.
At 122 you have the boogeyman, Guillermo Rigondeaux, and nobody wants to fight him. Are you hoping he might be gone by the time you're ready to take that world title shot?
Well, it really don't matter, man. I seen Guillermo Rigondeaux, and he's a really tough fighter. He's a great boxer and stuff like that. But everybody's beatable. Everybody has that effect that everybody can't lose, man. Nobody's unstoppable and nobody's unbeatable, man. So if it comes down to the line where we're gonna have to fight, man, me and my father and Ben there, we're gonna come up with a great game plan and hopefully try to beat him. But if he's not fighting by then I'll just be ready for whatever champions that's out there that's holding the WBC belt or the IBF belt at 122 pounds. I'll be targeting them.
Yeah. So speaking of the IBF title holder, Carl Frampton, he is he's still relatively young, so he might actually be around in 3-4 years, still world champion. What do you think of him?
Oh, Carl Frampton, he's a really tough fighter, man. He's very good, and congrats on him for being the IBF champion. He's very strong. He's very slick, and he's very aggressive, man. And I mean, he's a champion for a reason. I mean, nobody's a champion just to be a world champion. I mean, they put in all the work, they put in all the sacrifice, and they're there for a reason. So my hat's off to Carl Frampton and to all the champions out there, man, because they worked hard for it.
If Carl Frampton fought Leo Santa Cruz, how do you think it would go?
That would be a really tough fight, man. But I'll be pulling for Leo Santa Cruz. I think Leo Santa Cruz has a pretty tight defense, and he's longer than Carl Frampton. And Carl Frampton is pretty tough and pretty slick in there, but it'll be pretty tough for Carl Frampton to get on the inside with Leo Santa Cruz, because Leo Santa Cruz is kind of long and rangy, and Leo Santa Cruz only fights on the inside whenever he feels like he could punch the guy or affect him or break him down. So it'll be a really good fight, but I think I'll go for Leo Santa Cruz.
When you watch these guys fight, is it just for enjoyment, or are you studying them?
Oh, mostly for enjoyment, man. I love boxing. I love watching the fight, but whenever I see slick moves that they do or whatever techniques that they do, me and my father are always like, man, that's a really good move. We gotta practice that, or we gotta learn that, man. So I mean, it's learning and it's just for the enjoyment as well.
Who are your boxing idols? That you like to borrow techniques from?
My boxing idols are Floyd Mayweather and my boss Oscar De La Hoya.
Okay. We have a Twitter question here. Who is the best European amateur boxer that you faced? The
best European amateur boxer that I faced, it would probably be Luke Campbell. I sparred on back in 2010 in England just to work around, because I was fighting over there to fight against Italy just for a dual match and stuff like that. And me and Luke Campbell got some work in. I think we got like 6 or 7 rounds in, and he's pretty tough, man. He's pretty strong and rangy, so you have to be prepared for that length of a fighter. You have to slip on the inside and stuff like that. But I think it would have to be Luke Campbell.
All right, that's all I've got. Good luck next week, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And JoJo, we actually do have a caller calling in from Southern California with a question for you. So we're going to bring the caller on. Caller,
cool,
you're live here on the Ruckus. Caller, you got a question here from Mr. Diaz?
Hello?
Caller, you're live on the air. You're live on the Ruckus. You got a question for JoJo?
Hi. I was calling because I wanted to say that I saw JoJo sparring last week at the Rock here in Carson, and he really, really looked amazing. I wanted to wish him luck on behalf of my family and myself. We've seen him since the Olympics. We've seen him grow up. I told him myself that seeing him, I feel like before our eyes he's grown from a boy to a man, and I know there's good things coming for him. We wish him lots of luck. JoJo, this is Nancy, by the way. And,
Nancy?
And also, one more thing. I don't really like father, son, and corners. I really feel like they don't work. But seeing the way JoJo and his dad are, they have the chemistry. They have a good relationship. I really like the corner that he has, especially, having Ben, Joe, everybody in his team. He has an amazing team. There's great things coming for him.
Thank you.
So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you for calling in and giving the positive vibes here to JoJo prior to his fight here next week. Again, that's going to be next week, Thursday, live on Fox Sports 1, another presentation of Golden Boy Live. A big fight card, a lot of young prospects there, part of that card. So, JoJo, man, on behalf of us here on the Ruckus and BadCulture.net, wish you the best of luck here next Thursday. I know you said you got the weight down. Just maintain it. You got a week out, man, so best of luck with that.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys for having me on the show, and thank you guys for your wishes and all that. And I'll be ready to put on a show for you guys November 13th, Thursday night. Thank you guys once again.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and we appreciate
Thank
you hanging in there throughout the technical errors there at the beginning. We appreciate that. But again, next Thursday, live on Fox Sports 1, we'll be tuning in.
Cool, man.
All right, thank you, JoJo.